Hey folks, welcome back to Biscuits Total War. This is Biscuits giving you another online commentary for the amazing game that is Rome Total War. And as always, and I always say this, thank you so much for checking out the video. Thank you for stopping by the channel. Hope you guys enjoy this video. If you like Rome Total War, if you like big action battles, hopefully this video is going to tick that box for you. Anyway, it's been a week or so since I've done a replay for the channel. Reason being, things have been pretty busy at work at the moment, and I'm just getting less and less free time these days. But I can't stop it. I'm addicted, just like you guys, to a bit of Rome Total War. So let's try and get a bit of a fix going. Anyway, let's have a look and see exactly what I've got. I'm gone for the blue Romans, the Scipii Romans, the me and you. I've gone for 3 auxiliary archers in the front. You can just about see them here in loose formation, and I've also got 2 urban cohorts at the front there, again acting as a peeler screen to defend the bulk of my infantry, which consists of a bunch of urban cohorts there, followed by 6 Praetorian cav ready to rumble. Now I'm being joined by one of my allies, a guy called Krateros, I believe. He is a Greek player. He's fairly new, I say, to 31k rules. He does bring some interesting builds. He's brought the Carthaginians, arguably speaking one of the hardest factions to use when it comes to pikes, because they can get their asses absolutely owned by the Romans, and if they're not careful they can get beaten by the Greeks. He's gone for 2 Balearic slingers. These guys are pretty useless. I never really rate slingers. Some people are good with them, some people are shit with them. I'm on the latter side of that spectrum. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Sacred Band Cav. These guys are gold. Maybe 1 experienced chevron in there. Again, they're going to be okay against Praetorian Cav, but they're not going to really do too much damage. Last but not least, on my side here, we have got Beast. Beast is from the Titans clan, and Beast needs no introduction. Beast is pretty badass when it comes to playing Rome Total War. He's gone for 6 Praetorian cav and 14 urbans. So that is my allies, and we're going to be going up against some great players. We have got in the centre here, using the Greeks, a guy called IoW-Koda, who's playing underneath the name as Codamedes. He has brought 20 Spartans, all of which are gold attack. Now, if he'd gone for maybe some gold attack and gold defense, Spartans, maybe a couple of archers, he should be able to absolutely decimate the Carthaginians. He's gone for gold attack, so it's going to be pretty tricky against Carthage. He should really be able to go toe to toe, because he's got overwhelming infantry supremacy. Get my words out. But if he goes and engages any one of these Roman players, myself or Beast, he should be able to wipe them off. Let's go and have a look over here. So we've got another great player. His name is Indi of the IoW. No, not even another clan. It's Indi, and he is known as one of the Murphy brothers. I actually thought his surname was Murphy, but it turns out he's just Irish, and he was just taking the piss. And I thought his name genuinely was actually Murphy. Anyway, he has got 6 Praetorian cav, 14 urbans. Big shout out to Indi. Poor luck. The Irish getting knocked out. For you guys who probably don't know, I'm actually got some Irish blood inside of me, so I was cheering on the Irish. Sadly, they got beaten in the Euros. And talking of the Euros, of course, just in case you've missed something on the grapevine, UK are due to leave the Euros. I don't know where that came from. Bit of news update for you. Just in case you're watching this video in several years' time and you're wondering what was going on in today, that gives you a bit of an idea. Anyway, enough rambling on. Next player we've got is IoW-Destroyer. This guy is a recruit, which means he's relatively new to the clan, which means he should be relatively inexperienced, potentially, when it comes to 31k. And he has gone for a 6 Praetorian cav, 14 urbans. You can see by just looking at his formation, he's split it up into 2 segmentations. He's got 1 segment there, another segment there. So he's going to try and use these 2 segments to try and probably encirculate any player that he takes on. He'll try and come at him at an angle, so 1 segment will go at the front, other segments will go in the side here, and he'll try and utilize that outflanking maneuver to try and do a lot of peeler damage on these flank units. Good little technique. Let's see what happens. So opening gambit of this actual battle, because we knew Carthage was going to be pretty vulnerable, what we decided to do is Beast was going to rush his opponents there, and I was going to rush my opponents there. That means that the Greeks will have to try and either assist over here or assist over there. And whoever they try and assist, it will give either myself or Beast the upper advantage. So it looks like Beast is running straight into Destroyer, as I mentioned, and therefore Koda is going to try and support. Now Beast will know that he, as good as he is going to find it pretty damn hard to take on both entire squad of Romans supported by 20 Spartans. And if you have a look over here, Indi's also sending his cav to try and support. So literally a good 75% of the entire destroying capability of the enemy is over on this neck of the woods. So Beast needs to watch out, he can't play too aggressively, and Carthage needs to come in to support. In the meantime, what I'm going to do, I'm going to charge my cav in here, I'm going to run my archers in. Once I get my archers into range, I'm going to start shooting the backs of these guys. Now the object being is that every time I do this, I'm going to cause Indi to pull back his cav and really try and support his infantry here. That means that he can't come over his cav to support Koda and can't support Destroyer. So all I'm doing here is just really trying to slow Indi down. I'll keep him running on my infantry, and every time he turns his back, I'm going to use my archers to shoot the backs of his units. I'm not going to do a huge amount of damage, but what I will do is just slow him down so he can't get over here, and that'll hopefully buy a little bit of time in the bank so that the Carthaginians can come in support. Carthage needs to get into the thick of things. Carthage is a great army to stalling enemies, so they've got some amazing defense stats. Beast is going to try and come in with a little charge here. I think he was trying to catch them off guard. He's done a nice little move here. Look, you can see that unit is down to 35. They were at 82 before. He's going to pull back his cav as soon as he can. Destroyer is going to try and support here, but Destroyer is a bit too slow. Let's go and have a look over here. So again, my infantry, I'm pushing forward. I want to get my guys into Pila range. Pila is basically the javelins that these urban cohorts bring. Once I get them into range, I'm going to throw them, hopefully catch these guys off a bad formation. Once they're off in a bad formation, I should be able to do a lot of damage. There was a bit of a glitch going on, so I think I stopped. No, I haven't stopped. I'm just going to just pulverize Indi. You know, just do as much damage as I possibly can. Now, in hindsight, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing here. I'm pulverizing his first few flanks of infantry, which is pretty easy to do because my guys are in a better formation. I'm moving my cav over here. Now, I thought I was going to do this to try and block this gap here, just in case the enemy came in. But what will happen is, I could see this happening, but I didn't really do much to actually neglect or mitigate what is going to happen here. So I'm going to push forward my infantry. Because I've already destroyed quite a few units, it's going to cause them to rout. My cav is coming around the side here, but Indi's peeled off 2 of his infantry units, and he's got 6 of his Praetorian cav. He's going to come and slam straight into me. Now, although we've got the Sacred Band, unfortunately that's not really going to be enough to try and take on all of this army here, because they've got the charge on me, they've got the better charge. Sacred Band are going to come in here to try and tie them up a bit. I'm now going to come in with a little counter charge and maybe try and kill some of these Praetorian cav. But in comes Destroyer with a charge, and he's going to come straight into me. But because all of Indi's cav is over here, and because he's peeled off 3 of his urban cohorts, what I can now do is I can actually encircle Indi's infantry. I've got this supremacy here, so I should be able to win this infantry battle because all of Indi's infantry and cav are over here. Beast is now going to pull his cav over here to try and support my guys. In the meantime, Beast is just going to put his urbans right behind these infantry units and just hold their ground. He should do pretty well against this. Again, my infantry pulverizing these urban cohorts. They're the Bruiti here, doing a nice little move. I've got my archers, they're doing some flame shots into these guys. We're dropping the morale, we're killing them, we're causing a little bit of a rout. In comes all of these Praetorian cav. They're now going to try and take on my guys. Now, because I've got my general in there, and because my guys are feeling pretty happy, I should be okay. I'm going to use my flame shot to try and rout these Praetorian cav, and that's exactly what I've done there. So my infantry managed to hold their ground against overwhelming odds there, but because of the flame attack, because these guys are pretty tired, and because my general's in there, we managed to counter that. I'm now going to pull my cav around the flank here, and what I want to try and do is keep the momentum going. I want to try and take on these urban cohorts before the massive force of Spartans comes straight into me. So literally it's going to be a rush here. I need to try and destroy these Bruiti units here, run my units through them. I've just literally highlighted them and dragged them over here. I'm not even going to use them to actually singly attack any of these Bruiti units. What I'm going to count on is my infantry units running through them. Should cause enough damage to actually kill them. But as you can see, I've been caught slightly now by these Spartans. These urban cohorts, they're just basically going to be fodder. Try and slow down the actual momentum of all these Spartans. But one thing I have managed to do, because these Spartans are going to try and chase me down, my infantry units, I can now use my archers just to shoot the backs of these Spartans, do a little bit of damage here, which is all great. In the meantime, over here, the other Bruiti player is pulled away from Beast and is running to the centre here. And the good thing is I've practically managed to knock out Indi. So although my infantry units have taken an absolute pounding, because you have that good cav charge straight into me, I've managed to pull off my urbans, and really what I'm trying to do is out-skirmish and out-maneuver Koda. So you can see I've got my cav over here, I've got my archers here, I've got my infantry here, and that's exactly a great way to try and take on the Spartans. You want to try and isolate, and you want to try and get them on their own, which is exactly what we're doing at the moment. So my cav been decimated by these units over here. I'm going to pull my cav back. So at the moment we have got Destroyer and we've got Koda. It looks like Indi is pretty much out of the mix. He may have one or two infantry units or cav units which should come back, which are over here. These cav units are going to try and chase into my units over here. My archers got fairly decent upgrades. I'm not too concerned because these guys are winded. Beast is coming with a little preemptive charge. He's seen that Indi's general is actually still alive, and he's just trying to charge and try and take out Indi's general, which you can see right there. If you can try and take out the general, then that's going to drop the morale of Indi's units, just make it a little bit easier for us to finish them off. I forgot to see that my archers actually weren't well in skirmish mode, and therefore he managed to pull my archers away from the battle, because my archers automatically try to run away from the Praetorian cav. I'm going to turn them around, put them into alt attack, which means they pull up their dagger and they've been able to slice up and dice those horses. I'm now going to pull back my archers, get them back into formation, and really primarily just shoot at the back of these Spartans. Beast is now going to pull back his infantry. As I say, he wants to keep his archers, his infantry away from these Spartans. I'm going to keep my infantry behind, because what I'm trying to do is just really snag up these infantry units. So you can see here, I'm going to pull in all of my infantry units straight into these guys here. Now what should have happened is Koda should have turned his infantry around and literally helped out his ally and absolutely smashed me off the face of the earth. His Spartans would have been absolutely no match for my guys. My guys are tired and they will actually be slowly routed, but what I was hoping I could try and do was just pull these infantry units towards me and try and get them out of the battle, and that will hopefully give Beast and my ally here to try and take on the Spartans. Now as I said before, the Spartans will be able to easily smash these purple Romans, these Senate units, but they're going to struggle against the Carthaginians. Now the Carthaginian general, as I said, is relatively new to 31k, so he's not going to use his Carthaginians in the most cost effective manner. He should really move his infantry units around here to support, and you can see, look, Koda is just coming down with his pikes, even though these urbans are in testudo, which is a great way to combat the attacking strength and the pure might of these Spartans. The testudo won't be able to hold their ground for too much longer. As you can see, a few of them are actually already starting to rout. Beast is sent in his cav here, and what we're trying to do is just finish off the last reminiscence, the less kind of dregs of this Bruiti army here. So there's a few urbans left. Again, these guys are very winded, very tired, but you can see my archers now into the thick of it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my archers, just shoot the backs of these guys, and all that Beast needs to do is wrap up this flank here, because these Spartans, although they're pretty damn good, nice little upgrades, they're not going to be able to just do much, considering they're going up against all of this sacred band. They've got my archers over here shooting them point blank with the fire attack, which is going to drop their morale, and I'm pretty sure Beast, if memory serves me right, is going to charge in with a cav strike. Let's have a look to see what happens. Not a pleasant sight for any Spartans. These Spartans are being absolutely pummeled in the back, because they've seen that their allies here, their teammates, have now seen that their friends have now been absolutely destroyed. They're going to lose faith in their general, they're going to lose faith in the battle, they're going to lift up their pikes and make their way back to Sparta. But in the meantime, we've just got overwhelming units of all of these sacred bands. Although the sacred band aren't really doing much, they're standing still, and they're just causing an impenetrable wall for these Spartans to try and cut through. But these Spartans aren't going to be able to do much, because they are gold attack, but just look at the stacks and stacks of sacred band. There's very little that they can do. In the meantime, over here, Koda's winning the battle against my infantry units. He managed to peel off one Spartan unit, and that one Spartan unit, with the assistance of these Bruiti, managed to finish my guys off. So all I've really got is just these 3 archers left. I might have one Scipii unit somewhere, which is over there. There are only 22 of them, but all I'm going to do is use these archers now just to assist my ally. But you can see, look, they've still got the Bruiti, they've still got these Spartans. The Spartans really need to utilise their advantage here and sending all of the Spartans into these purple Senate units here. And the Bruiti, what they need to do is just really charge everyone into these sacred bands, put pseudo mode on, put guard mode on, and just try and prevent these sacred bands coming over here to messing up the chances of Koda, you know, absolutely smashing these purple Romans. But eventually now, it looks like the sacred band are now coming into it. They're playing a bit too defensively. They really need to play more aggressively. If they just charge all of the sacred band, they should be able to envelop all of these Spartans. Spartans aren't in a great formation, and what Beast is trying to do is put his guys into guard mode with Testudo, and what he's trying to do is just to really just stall and slow down the actual force of all of these Spartans. But now the Spartans are going to try and run away, but as you can see, they've realised they're now going to get encirculated. They've got sacred bands over here, sacred bands behind them, sacred bands coming over there. The Bruiti have now been routed, so that is pretty much it. Although maybe if the Bruiti had slowed down these Carthaginians and really just kind of got in their way, then what Koda could have done, he could have taken on Beast. But because the Bruiti have now gone, there's very little that Koda can do. He's running, and every time he runs away, I'm using my archers to shoot the backs of these guys, and that is it. Koda throwing in the towel. Really good game there for Koda. Really could have gone either way. It just shows you utilisation of using the urbans, when to use them and when to use guard mode and Testudo. If you can do that to try and slow down a sacred band army or a Spartan army, that really buys time for your allies to really try and maximise their ability to take on the enemies. Anyway, let's have a look at the kill count. I've got a nice 1500 kills. Carthage, you can see, only got about 800 kills. Beast, 1600 kills. IoW-Destroyer, 1000 kills. Cleomedes, because you only really got going towards the end of the battle, 763, and Indi, 682. So folks, as always, thanks for watching. As I say at the beginning of the video, I really appreciate your feedback. Please leave a little thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. Leave a little comment. Always love reading your comments. Always try my best to answer all your questions. And if you like Rome Total War, if you want to see more videos, my channel is pretty much dedicated to Rome Total War goodness. We've got tutorials, we've got how-tos, we've got tips and tricks. Go and check out the homepage. There's even campaigns, so let me know what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you guys soon, and all the best, okay? Bye now.